You're listening to the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Brueski.
Bryan Kohberger is the case we are discussing right now as we near closer and closer to a potential trial date in October. I say potential because we'll be very amazed if the trial actually does get underway in October. I know a lot of us would like it to, especially the victims' families and such, to move this along. But that doesn't always necessarily happen because there's a lot of people asking for a lot of things, including the defense and the prosecution. Idaho County Prosecutor Bill Thompson, in a significant move here, just the other day, approached the county commissioners with an unprecedented budget request for the forthcoming trial. Unprecedented because it's Moscow, Idaho, and Idaho County. Not a lot of people there, and, you know, they usually don't have a lot of money for big blockbuster trials. He's asking for $135,000. Marks a drastic surge from the usual $15,000 consistently allotted to trial expenses over the years, as per a report by the Lewiston Tribune. The seemingly immense figures are earmarked to cover an array of costs linked with the case, ranging from expert witness fees to travel expenses for witnesses, transcript fees, and the preparation of exhibit displays. I got news for you. You got a blockbuster world paying attention to trial on your hands. Your bill is going to be 10 times $135,000 at the end of the day. It will be, unless something else happens and this thing never goes to trial. But this is going to be so expensive for them. It's not even funny. I don't know how they're. I think they're looking at it kind of rosy colored glasses right now, or just asking for money in smaller increments rather than saying we need like $1 million to bring in what we need to for this. Even though the evidence is quite damning, navigating the intricate layers of such a monumental case is proving to be quite a challenge. Thompson conceded it's hard to project exactly what's going to be involved. We know that it's not going to be cheap, despite aiming to keep budgets and projections conservative. He stressed the importance of refraining from any form of compromise on the quality of their work. The case demands the utmost care, comprehensive investigation, proper handling, leaving no room for cutting corners. To kind of help grasp the scale of the task at hand, you need to take a look at the mountain of evidence already submitted by the Idaho County Prosecutor's Office. According to the New York Post report, over 51 terabytes of data have been presented as part of the discovery process. The data, a colossal compilation of thousands of pages of discovery, photographs, hours of recording, an enormous volume of electronic phone records and social media data, exemplify the extensive efforts in the investigation. Courts, theoretically planning for that trial in October. There's speculation about the potential push by the prosecution team for the death penalty. Speculation was echoed by former prosecutor Matt Murphy during an interview with News Nation's Elizabeth Vargas in May. Murphy pointed out the overwhelming evidence against Kohberger, implying a strong case for the prosecution, adding another layer to the complex case. This is the other big one. Ann Taylor is planning to contest the grand jury indictment. When you have nothing, throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. This is why they've been complaining about media coverage, media saying bad things about him that, well, you kind of look like you did this. You're going to have bad things said about you. Sorry, it's just kind of how it works. So let's attack the media, and now let's attack the grand jury. Taylor, a public defender from Kootenai County, has requested that the court pause proceedings until the grand jury record is thoroughly argued and prepared. Notably, during his arraignment on May 22nd, Kohberger stood silent. This, like I said, there's some strategy involved with this. Stood silent, declining to enter a plea, which led the judge to entering a not guilty plea on his behalf. A subsequent request was made by Kohberger's attorneys in late May to access all materials and records from the grand jury proceedings. The court will hold a hearing on this request on June 27th. Taylor has stated that Kohberger's silence at his arraignment was to preserve his right to contest the indictment. So that is what the purpose of that was. As Kohberger awaits trial, scheduled to starting on October 2nd to November 12th. So they're estimating a bit more than a month on this one, about 6-7 weeks. It was confinement in the Ladau County Jail. The legal battle promises to be one of a profound importance and, significant financial implications. Matt Murphy summed up the magnitude of the case, stating, "The case is so overwhelmingly awful, for lack of a better term, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure within the DA's office to actually seek the death penalty." And I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by that. I think we are going to hear many more details about this case when, in fact, it does go to court and go to trial, if, in fact, we do get that far. And I think we're all going to be shocked by the depravity and the very dark and sinister, dare I say, evil nature of what happened in this case with alleged murderer Bryan Kohberger.
You're locked into the Hidden Killers podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.